Dr. Voss sits alone in the therapy chamber. A single camera drone hovers silently. The room is dimmer than usual.
There's a patient on today's schedule that gives me pause. Not many things do anymore. I've listened to generals fall apart, warlords admit to mercy, entire fleets whisper defeat into my recorder. But this one is different. It doesn't have a name, not one any of us can pronounce. No rank, no lineage, no culture. It is known only as subject call sign Carrion. 10 feet tall, skin like volcanic iron, no eyes, mouth abnormally large, elongated cranial structure, dense musculature, and a silence that bends a room like gravity. We found it on a drifting derelict, surrounded by the remains of 14 humans. 7 were armed, 4 were special forces, 2 were senior officials. 1 was my friend. He smiled in every picture. Carrion didn't. They say it doesn't speak. They say it's incapable of empathy, a construct of genetic warfare, nothing more. But here it is, sitting in my waiting chamber. It's the first time in a long while I've kept a panic button wired under my chair. The guards outside are armed with neural dampeners, double charged. If I ask the wrong question today, I don't get to ask another. Let's begin.
The reinforced door opens. The room dims further. Footsteps like stone grinding metal echo in. Carrion enters, towering, faceless, every movement coiled like a blade waiting to unsheathe.
Subject call sign Carrion. Welcome to the USH Vanguard. The room is neutral, the walls are reinforced, and everything said here remains between us, assuming you choose to speak. You may sit, if that's a concept you abide by. I'm Dr. Arthur Voss. I won't insult you by pretending you need help. I'm here to understand. So, if you're willing, tell me. Who were you before the deception? What was your purpose? And how did the humans break you?
Carrion speaks. Its voice is layered, deep, distorted, like overlapping growls through static.
I was created in a vat of ash. Not born, not shaped, engineered. I am Apex Form Delta 7. Carrion was your word, not mine. I hunted across moons you no longer map. I stalked the undervaults of Martian outposts. I watched your admirals breathe their last from rafters they never knew existed. I was perfect, until I met her.
Carrion leans slightly forward. Its mouth stretches unnaturally wide, not in a smile, but something older, hungrier.
Her name was Sergeant Alice Quinn. She should have been dead the moment she entered the dust corridor of Cradle Theta. But she walked in without fear, without armor, just a tool belt and a broken transmitter. I waited and waited. She acted like she didn't know I was there, but every move she made was bait. She patched conduits wrong. She left a trail of oil where none was needed. I followed, because that's what hunters do. And then she vanished.
Carrion's voice thickened with something close to memory, if a creature like it could even feel such a thing.
I dropped from the vent behind her. I was already moving before my feet hit metal. She turned, but too late. My claw was around her throat. One squeeze, and it should have been over. But then, she smiled. That's when the wall behind me exploded.
Carrion's mouth twitched wide again. Not joy, not rage, something feral.
Flash charges, arc nets, 3 humans, fully geared, faces masked. They struck all at once. One latched to my back with a grav hook. Another fired shock foam into my joints. I flung them both into walls. The third tried to shoot a tranquilizer into my neck. I bit his arm off. He still fought.
Dr. Voss watched silently, hands folded. The panic button sat just beneath his fingertips.
I don't know how long it lasted. Minutes, hours. One human, tall, dark-skinned, missing 2 fingers, wrapped a tension cable around my throat. Another drove a stabilizer spike into my thigh. I crushed ribs. I shattered visors. They bled, but they didn't stop. Even when I dropped one of them, cracked their helmet clean, they kept coming.
Carrion's jaw clenched. The voice deepened.
One of them stabbed a blade into my side and screamed, "This thing killed McAllister. It dies here." That was when I realized. They knew me. Not what I was, who I was. My name, your name, Carrion, was in their files. They had tracked me, planned for me. Every step Quinn took in that tunnel, every misstep, every dropped tool, it was all scripted.
Dr. Voss, barely above a whisper.
And how did that make you feel?
Carrion's mouth pulled back. For a second, no words came. Then,
Wrong. I was never meant to be outsmarted. I was not built for shame. And yet, it burned. They didn't defeat me with strength. They endured me. For 1 hour, they grappled death, and they won.
Carrion's voice grew more guttural. Less like speech, more like vibration against steel.
1 hour. 60 Earth minutes. That's how long it took them to bring me down. I tore the first one's chest plate open with a single swipe. He didn't fall. He grabbed my arm and yanked me forward, dragging me into a foam trap. The second one slammed into me with a concussive shield. It shattered on impact. She screamed something at the others, then dove under my legs and jammed a spike into my lower spine. I ripped it out and stabbed her with it. She bled. A lot. She kept fighting. They used arc wire, wrapped it around my limbs. I snapped it twice. A fourth joined late. Heavy armor. Flamethrower unit. I hate fire. He bathed the room in it. It didn't kill me, but it slowed me. The pain focused me. I kicked him into a wall, heard bones break. Still, he crawled back.
Carrion flexed its clawed fingers as if reliving the feeling.
I broke one of their arms clean in half. She tied a med kit around the wound, bit down on her own collar, and charged again. At one point, they dogpiled me. 4 bodies, 1 heartbeat. They screamed orders over each other. My arms were pinned. My mouth wasn't. I bit through one of their helmets. I tasted blood, bone, and then Quinn. She stepped in last. No armor, just a stun baton and a look I still see in the dark. She walked into the blood, the smoke, the mess I'd made. She didn't flinch. She pressed that baton to the exposed side of my neck, and she whispered, "This isn't where you end, but it is where you stop." Then she shocked me, again, and again, and again, until the dark took me.
A long pause. Carrion's breathing shifted, sharper now, uneven. Dr. Voss, cautious.
That moment changed you?
Carrion didn't respond at first. Then, coldly,
It made me aware that the apex predator is not the one who kills the fastest, but the one who refuses to die.
Dr. Voss leaned slightly back. The mood shifted. Carrion's posture stiffened. The lights around its jaw began to pulse, an indicator of rising tension. Carrion's voice turned sharp, almost shaking.
There was another time. A facility in orbit over Jupiter's lesser moon, Caliroi. They kept me sedated, caged. Humans passed by the glass. They didn't look at me with fear. They laughed. One of them, young, red hair, cocky, pressed a hand to the glass. He said, "You don't look so scary now." And they all laughed.
Dr. Voss said nothing. He just watched. Carrion's jaw flexed. Its hands curled into fists.
I had killed over 100 of you. More than that. Names I never knew. Faces I never cared for. And they laughed at me like I was an animal in a zoo. Like I was already dead. Like I had never mattered.
The lights on Carrion's chest pulsed faster now. Its breathing was ragged, jaw clenched tight. Dr. Voss reached slowly beneath the desk, fingers brushing the panic trigger. Carrion's voice dropped low and bitter.
That boy, red hair. I remember him. His face, his voice, his smile. I see it every time I close my...
In a blink, Carrion surged forward. The chair screeched, metal bent. One massive claw slashed across the table. Dr. Voss turned just in time, still caught a gash across the lip. Blood spilled. He slammed the panic button. The room exploded with blue light as shock charges burst from the walls. Carrion convulsed, roaring, limbs flailing, voice glitching into static. The door burst open. 4 elite guards charged in, firing dampeners. Carrion collapsed, snarling, muscles twitching. The guards restrained it, locking neural clamps into its back. Dr. Voss wiped his mouth, tasting blood. Calm, even now. He whispered,
Even monsters bleed, but some still don't know they're wounded. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe for more Human Supremacy Vanguard stories. We are a young channel and really appreciate your support in helping us to grow. Thank you.